Yeah, so we're going to be looking at what people have reported about what happens to kids who die and the continuation of their life in the next world. So we'll be gathering from a few sources and trying to put together a puzzle of this answer to what I feel like is one of the most potent questions of life. So we're going to begin with the first question I think everybody would ask: are they okay? And that would be the first worry. In some form, are they all right? Whether that, did their consciousness survive? Some people, were they this person that existed and was, even at a young age, this unique thing that nobody else is and can't be recreated? Is that gone? But it's some people even people who do think there's a survival of consciousness, what kind of survival of consciousness is it? Are they safe? Are they happy? Is their life as good? And for some people, there are even religious fears around it. For example, there is a book called Hello from Heaven, which has a lot of stories of after-death communications that regular people had. They recorded them down, or the authors did. And we're going to play a little clip of a story being read from there from a woman named Laura. And she had lost a baby at 6 weeks. And she was worried because this baby wasn't baptized. And because of her religious background, she had these extra fears. So this is an experience about her dealing with that.
Part of my despair was that Anthony had not been baptized. Someone had planted a seed in my mind that all babies who aren't baptized would burn in hell forever. I was agonizing over this, and it was awful. I was frantic because the guilt was more than I could bear. When I came home from the cemetery after his funeral, I went into my bedroom and turned the lights off. I sat on the bed for quite a while and emptied my mind of all thought. I went to a very tranquil place. It was like I was on a raft on still water, and the water became like a mirror, and I started feeling peace. Then beautiful rays of light came down towards me, and a stairway became visible. Suddenly, Christ appeared in an awesome form and size. He was solid and real. He was magnificent. Christ started descending the stairs and came all the way to the bottom. He extended his arm and had Anthony cradled in it. Anthony was whole again. He was perfect. He was my baby. The message I got was Anthony's all right. He is home and he is safe. Now I knew my baby was with Christ. Then they faded away and disappeared.
Because that was her experience. And I don't. Do you have kids? Have you seen that little baby? Just a picture of it. It's just like, oh, this is the heartstrings of the heartstrings here that are being tugged. So she had that, and it put all her fears to rest. And it also can show what some harmful religious ideas can do. You put this extra pain on this woman because the idea that a little baby would go to hell because it didn't have the right ritual. Luckily she had that wiped away there. In that book, across all of the stories about kids, mostly the kids, when they can talk, when they're old enough, are saying, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I'm okay. And that's a universal theme there. And Swedenborg reports on kids, and he says, all children go to heaven. This is Heaven and Hell 329. May it be known, therefore, that every child who dies, no matter where he or she was born, within the church or outside it, of devout or irreverent parents, is accepted by the Lord after death, brought up in heaven, taught according to the divine design, and filled with affections for what is good, and through them with direct knowledge of the truth, and then being continually perfected in intelligence and wisdom, all such individuals are led into heaven and become angels. Anyone who thinks rationally can realize that no one is born for hell. Everyone is born for heaven. We ourselves are to blame if we arrive in hell. But children are not yet liable for any blame. And the world that Swedenborg was writing in initially, there was a widespread belief that unless you had the right kind of baptism, that was it. You would go to hell. So that was very real. And as we saw with this story from Hello from Heaven, still weighs on some people. But Swedenborg says children are universally accepted into care and into heaven. And